Hi everyone. Um, Friday, this past Friday marks the 2 weeks that I have remaining in the United States. It is a bittersweet moment. I mean, knowing that I'm going home is very great because I've been homesick for the longest while. But at the same time, I have created some bonds and friendships that are just really strong here in the United States that I don't, I don't feel like I want to go away and leave them, but I mean, I'll be back eventually, right? So that's not to worry about. So this is supposed to be my final blog post about my experience here in the United States and what it's been like for me. And to be honest, it's a very eye-opening experience. um, just before we came here and we were back in Jamaica going through our orientation periods, um, they kept stressing the fact that this trip for us is not just about working. It's not just about getting your money back to do whatever it is that you wanted to do back in Jamaica, whether it's pay for tuition or repay your program fee or whatnot. But they kept stressing the fact that this is a cultural exchange program, and that when we arrived here in the United States, we should try to not only work ourselves to death, but to exchange cultural ideals, share our culture with people, and I mean, just to learn more about their culture as well. I mean, the United States is made up of so many people. It's sort of hard to learn every culture, but try your hardest. And that's I think I did my best at learning about other people. Um, One thing that really stood out for me though, and this is something that I've known before, but up until this point, it wasn't something that was concretized. And it is this. The fact is, before you can really go out and learn to appreciate other people's culture, you must learn to appreciate your culture first and foremost. And let me tell you how I really realized that this statement is just so profound and so phenomenal. When I just arrived in the United States, I thought it was going to be something that I could handle. I mean, it's the United States. That was my nonchalant attitude to the entire trip. And when I got here, I went to the supermarket, I mean Walmart, and we bought food, bought chicken and your normal ground provs and everything that we're used to in Jamaica. It probably didn't look the same, but it was supposed to work the same. You know, your chicken, your scallion, all that kind of stuff. And when I came back home and I tried cooking it and tried preparing it, I realized that there was a different texture to it. There was a different taste to their spices. There was just a different feeling about all of it. Maybe it's me. Everybody else says that it's me. Maybe it's me. But at the same time, I realized that it was because I was so used to the Jamaican spices, the spiciness and the taste and the aroma that your food gave off. And even though the ingredients that I used were the same, they looked the same, they acted the same, I couldn't bring myself to making something that I was used to in Jamaica. So for a very long time, I had Wendy's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and McDonald's. And I mean, I was just tired of that after a while. And then I started having Asian food because apparently Asian food tastes really good. And yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, they were very spicy and very nice, but I had the idea that they had some very unorthodox kind of meals. But here I figured out that it was just the same. It was chicken, it was rice, it was eggs, it was beans, and it was really good. And then a friend of mine invited me over for dinner, and I went, and her mom prepared a whole bunch of American meals, from the roasted sausages to the barbecued hamburgers and everything. And it was really good. And that was when I opened myself up to start eating American based food. And it was really good. I mean, I guess I gave it a chance, and that's what it took for me to give it a chance. I don't think I did that, or if I did, I didn't give it a fair chance. But no, I was good and ready to go. Um, and that just made me realize that even though back in Jamaica I had things that were tasty and yummy, and I just thought of them as, it's just food. When I go back home, I can tell you this. I am going to appreciate me some jerk chicken. I am going to appreciate me some chicken foot soup. Oh, the Americans don't eat chicken foot. That when I talk about chicken foot, they all look at me like, "Oh, you eat the feet of the chicken?" I'm like, "Yeah, we cook it in soups and stews, and it's pretty good." And they're just gobbling. I mean, my coworkers are like, "That is not edible." I'm like, "You guys eat frog legs, so let's not talk about chicken foot soup, you know?" But I mean, the experience is really good, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to share my cuisines with my fellow friends here. Also, my trip here also helped to remove some of the stereotypical things that not just Jamaicans, but people all around the world think about the United States. I have to be quite honest. Uh, when I was coming here and I told people I was going to go to Branson, Missouri, and people were like, "Where is that? Where is that? Where is that?" And I was like, well, I looked it up on the map. It was close to Arkansas and Texas. And they were like, "You're going to Texas?" I was like, "It's not Texas, it's Branson, Missouri." They don't care. It's still South. And most of the countries or the states in the South are very famous for racism. And as sad as that sounds, I mean, that's how other people in the world view Southern countries. And I have to admit, I was very scared about coming here. I was very iffy about going to a state that was racist because I'm black. So I mean, any black person would be iffy about that. But I was like, you know what? I mean, what's the worst? Let's just see for myself what it is. And I came, I saw there was no racism at first. I mean, there was nothing going on. There was just people going about their business. They were very friendly. The people here are so friendly, very friendly. I mean, Jamaicans are more friendly, of course. I'm going to big up Jamaica all the time. But people here in the United States, in Branson, Missouri, are very, very friendly. And talking to the residents and the citizens of the area, I realized that, yes, there is quite a bit of racism here in Branson, Missouri, but people don't exert themselves on you as racist. They're not going to just shove it in your face and go, "I'm racist and you're black." So, and I mean, that's a progress, I think, for people who are racist. And it doesn't bother me, and so I don't even recognize it. And that's a good thing. So, I mean, even though they outright told me that, "Oh, yeah, people here are racist," I can't hold it to myself and say, "Oh, Southern states are racist." It depends on the situation. It depends on where you go. It depends on the geographic location and the kind of people that you're interacting with. So that was one stereotype that I felt like I removed from my mind. Not every southern state, not every southern city, not every southerner is racist. That's just the fact. A lot of black people live here in Branson, Missouri. A lot of oh my God, there's so many Hispanic people that live here. And a lot of Texans come up to experience the tourist life of a Branson in the strip. And it's beautiful, it's wonderful. So that's out the door. What else do I need to talk about? I mean, I've spoken about everything in my blog, but at the same time, I have to reiterate I work for the best company, the best boss. I have the best coworkers. I have the best neighbors. Everybody is just really friendly and everything is just laid back. I mean, Branson's the place. It's personally, I don't feel like it's somewhere I want to live for the rest of my life. I feel like Branson's a place that you come and you see and you experience and then you go because that's what it is. It's just somewhere that everybody passed through. I've met people as far as Pakistan. I've met people from Indonesia. I've met people from Ghana and China. And I mean, that's like on the other side of the world. You know what I mean? It's a big, big melting pot. People come and they go. They don't stay for long. But when they come, you talk to them about a lot of stuff. I personally like talking to the Indians because they have this tournament called the IPL, International Premier League for cricket. And that's a big thing in the Caribbean. And if you watch IPL, and you see an Indian and not want to talk about the IPL, ugh, you're not a big cricket fan. It's really amazing. And I mean, other Jamaicans like it here. We've experienced so much. The people have been so good to us. And I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to SWAT for giving me this opportunity or providing me the alleyway for this opportunity, and to CCI Greenheart. You guys are a reputable organization. You guys have done everything that you can to assist young people in experiencing the world and life itself. I mean, I'd recommend everybody to go and be a part of CCI Greenheart. Of course, I will put the link in the description below. You guys can click it and go ahead and see what CCI Greenheart is all about. I highly recommend that you do. It's a great experience. It's a great opportunity. And I really want to come back next year. It's been fun. Oh, I also have to talk about my experience in Washington. Now, when I was in Washington, I didn't. Washington is just so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It reminds. I've never been to England. Just watch a lot of TV shows, but it reminds me of an English community. It reminds me of an English. I don't know what they call it in England. Parish, community, country. I don't know. They have cut stone buildings and brick buildings, and it's just beautiful. And I got to live on Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, so uh, whatever. I lived on the White House stretch, that thing. I've always seen the White House on TV, and I've always thought, when in God's world am I going to get to go there? I've been there. I've done that. I've been to the back gate and the front gate. I've been to the monuments. I've seen Lincoln sitting on his chair. I've read the his last speech. I've been to one of the Smithsonian's, and it was just amazing. And that wasn't even the best part. My CCA coordinators and my CCI, sorry, CCA, what is my CCI coordinators they were exceptional. They made you feel like you were part of something that was so great, something that was greater than yourself. And the fact that I got to meet people from all over the world, I didn't even know that there was a country by the name of Georgia. I need to go back to my atlas. And there was a country named Jordan too. And then there was this guy from Jordan. We call him Jordan from Jordan, or I call him Jordan from Jordan because that's just easier to remember. And I met a guy, Colin from Ghana, and Nathan, and then my fellow Jamaicans that were there. We just add the life to the party, I tell you. My roommate, Sarah, that girl is a sweetheart. She's just amazing. I think she's going off to college, and I wish her all the best. My CCI Greenheart family, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for the experience, and I mean, if you want to, don't hesitate to email me again and say you want me there. I jump on a plane right away just to be with you guys again and just to experience something that good. Thank you so much for the experience once more, and thank you so much for being there for us, and continue doing what you guys do. Bye.